Co-stars certainly pals, not even close. ET has learnt there has definitely been tension between Snow White leading ladies Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, and they're reportedly not close by any means.
Rachel Zegler just had one of the most disliked trailers in history with Snow White, but now after all the controversy, she's come out slamming Gal Gadot.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, guess which Snow White stars are not pals at all? Yeah, that's accurate. The feud between Snow White co-stars Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler has worsened out after the premiere of the movie flopped so badly, making it the worst Disney live-action film ever, and in the process also creating so much bad blood between the two actresses, to a point where reportedly, they don't even talk anymore. Y'all join me today as we look into how this beef even got started and why Rachel Zegler is struggling to find friends in Hollywood.
Rachel Zegler is not doing anything to silence all of those reports, rumors, and online chatter that she and Gal Gadot are beefing. Yes, beefing.
Now the fallout from the disastrous Snow White premiere just keeps getting worse. You see, despite all the negative press and drama in the lead up to the premiere of Snow White, Disney was reportedly expecting the movie to clear $100 million in its opening weekend. However, the movie fell far short of that target, reaching only $87.3 million. Not only that, reviews for the movie were extremely dismal, making it one of the worst reviewed Disney live-action remakes ever.
That means Snow White is destined to be one of the biggest bombs in Disney history.
Now, many could point to different reasons why this movie performs so badly, but one name always keeps popping up in all those reasons, and it's none other than Rachel Zegler. Now, Rachel was involved in a lot of drama during the production of this movie, and one of the biggest was her very public feud with fellow co-star Gal Gadot. Y'all, when it was first announced that Rachel, one of the biggest rising Hollywood actors, and Gal Gadot, freaking Wonder Woman, were teaming up for this remake, people were psyched. On paper, this movie had all the components to make it one of the biggest live-action remakes of all time. Some even projected it would earn more than the original 193.37 movie. Well, that was until Rachel Zegler started talking about the movie. They say there is no such thing as bad publicity, but Rachel Zegler single-handedly ensured this movie was going to be a failure. During the press tour, many got the impression that she felt she was the Snow White messiah, and she was too good for the role. Literally every chance she got, she took the opportunity to throw shade on the original movie, calling it outdated. And let's be honest, we all know she was holding back on truly saying the things she was thinking. You see, Snow White has been a pivotal character for Disney for over 80 years. The original movie literally changed the course of Disney as a company. To this day, the original movie is still the highest grossing animated movie of all time, and for Rachel to insult it wasn't going to sit right with people. Now, to make it worse, during one of the many online rants Rachel had, she began beefing with Gal Gadot. You see, back in August 2024, Zegler took to X to share her support for Palestine in a post tied to the Snow White trailer. Now, we all know politics is a very strong and extremely divisive topic, and in this case, it was no different. Gadot used to serve in the Israeli Defense Forces under the country's compulsory military service laws, and has previously voiced her support of Israel amid the Israel-Palestine conflict. Surprise, surprise, this didn't go down well behind the scenes. Y'all, that tweet from Zegler sent shockwaves at Disney. Many people involved in the production of the movie were completely confused as to why Rachel decided to use the promotion of their movie to promote such a strong political statement. Y'all, things were so bad that Disney exec were blowing up Rachel's phone, and the movie's producer Mark Platt flew to New York to speak directly with her. Now, at this point, Rachel's relationship with the producers and the execs at Disney was so bad, because for basically 2 years, she was constantly throwing shade at their movie, but they had already spent so much money making and marketing the movie that they were essentially stuck with her, and she wasn't making it easy for them anyways. The aftermath of that tweet from Rachel began to snowball after Gal started receiving living threats because she is Israeli. They got so bad that Disney had to hire additional security for Gal. According to an insider, Rachel Zegler didn't appear to realize the effects of what her tweet was, which made the matter even worse. She didn't understand the implications of her actions as far as what that meant for the film, for Gal, for anybody.
Well, Seems like Rachel Zegler's heart is shady, or perhaps she doesn't give an F. To celebrate the film's release, she took to social media and shared this post with 13 pictures from the making of the movie. A lot of folks that helped bring Snow White to the big screen. Noticeably absent and not included in this carousel of 13 pictures, you guessed it, her co-star Gal Gadot.
After that, the relationship between the two co-stars just kept getting worse with each passing day. Now, this was extremely difficult for Disney because they required the two of them to promote the movie, but in the few times they did, it was clear those two had nothing in common. Even during the premiere of the movie, the two seemed like they went out of their way to avoid each other. And during the European premiere of the movie in Spain, Gadot didn't even show up.
Disney spent a whopping $270 million on the film. The studio opted for a small LA premiere, held Saturday in the middle of the day with limited press. Zegler greeted children dressed as Snow White. She was not at Disneyland on Sunday, where Gal Gadot promoted the film, surrounded by children dressed as her character, the Evil Queen.
Now, it doesn't help that the two have a vast age gap, and Gal is a mother of 4, while Rachel is an upcoming actress. So they have nothing to draw them together. But they had this movie, and it was a disaster. Another source who spoke to People magazine gave an inside look as to just how weird things were between the two co-stars. Gal is annoyed by the movie drama. She enjoyed filming, she was fine with Rachel. But they are not friends, they have nothing in common, they did a job together. And that's it. And according to another source, Gal did not see eye to eye with Rachel. Gal Gadot doesn't see eye to eye with Zegler when it comes to such comments. Gal's attitude is that you don't criticize and cause drama for a project you signed on to do. She just doesn't get it. And they weren't wrong, because the Gal Gadot drama aside, Rachel just kept making life more difficult for people at Disney in the midst of all the drama with Gal. She also began beefing with Trump and his supporters. Rachel hopped on Instagram and went all the way off. In one post she wrote, "May Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace." But she didn't stop there. Sis went on a full-blown rant calling Trump's followers a deep, deep sickness and dragging them for subscribing to a false sense of security, masculinity, intelligence, patriotism, and humanity. And to top it all off, she ended with a bold F Donald Trump. Now you already know the internet exploded. After that, the mega crowd came for her neck, demanding that Disney fire her from the upcoming Snow White movie. And if they didn't, they threatened to boycott the film altogether. Y'all, Disney had had enough of Rachel. They didn't know what to do with her, because she was basically telling half of their potential audience to not even bother to come and see their movie. They even flew out the movie MOV producer again, so he could have a one-on-one with Rachel to get her in control, because she was sabotaging them hard. And after a series of back and forths, Disney turned to a social media guru to try and get Rachel under control. After that, Rachel issued an apology, saying, "Hi everyone, I would like to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared on my Instagram last week. I let my emotions get the best of me. Hatred and anger have caused us to move further and further away from peace and understanding. And I am sorry I contributed to the negative discourse." She continued, "This week has been emotional for so many of us, but I firmly believe that everyone has the right to their opinion, even when it differs from my own. I am committed to contributing positively toward a better tomorrow."
Line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Now it has gotten to a stage where nobody wants to deal with Rachel anymore. Many people consider her too dangerous. It is no surprise it was reported that she was looking for a friend in Hollywood.
Snow White star Rachel Zegler is entering the chat, telling Allure she struggles to meet supportive women in Hollywood. Quote, "All I'm ever really looking for in this business is a sister, and they're not always easy to find. I really do believe in championing your coworkers, whether you're close with them or not."
To make things even worse, people aren't exactly sympathetic to her anymore. Many feel that she is a self-entitled diva. Just take a look at some of these reactions from people. You get what you given in this world. Why am I not surprised she's unable to make friends? Note to self: if I start making movies, never hire this woman, nor the casting director that got her the job for Snow White. She's vacuous and tick acting, all entitled already, and she is an unknown. Not a good bet for future roles. She may go out on the road to supposedly promote the movie, only to trash it like Snow White, after tens of millions were spent on making it. How annoying. Is she very all I'm ever really looking for in this business is a sister? WTF. Hollywood is a business. Go to work, do your job. Your friends and family are where you meet sisters, not your coworkers. Gigi is an adult woman with 4 children, a husband, family. She shouldn't have to do more than be professional with you just because you have fabricated some crazy idea that all the women you work with should want to be your big sis. What do y'all think? Was Rachel simply stating her views, or did she take things too far? And do you think Disney's going to cave to the pressure and cut ties with her? Let me know your opinions in the comments. Till next time, bye.